Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome to this special coverage for the days of Hajj. Alhamdulillah, the rituals of Hajj started today. It's the 8th of the Hijjah, and this special experience, actually, this is the fifth pillar of Islam. Very spiritual, very unique experience that millions of Muslims go every year. Today is the Dhul Hijjah 8th, and if you think about this journey, you will find how Islam trained his followers on these meanings of being peaceful, being civilized. You have all these millions going to the Hajj, and they have one goal: to be accepted by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala and to get the pleasure of Him. And they know that if they really want to achieve these high goals, they need to abide by the commands of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. The Prophet ﷺ tells Muslims, if you go to Hajj and avoid arguments, avoid fighting, avoid any kind of obscenity, then you get back to your home with no sins at all. So this is the goal of those Muslims who are traveling all these long distances, spending these days, and maybe it's not a comfortable residence and not a comfortable environment, but all of this, they do enjoy the experience, even if it's tough, even if it's hard, because they want to be accepted by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala and to achieve and fulfill this fifth pillar of Islam. Okay, today is the first day of the rituals of Hajj, and before starting talking about the rituals of Hajj, actually, we need to get back to start from the beginning. Hajj or pilgrimage is the fifth pillar of Islam. It's the fifth pillar of Islam, and you are required to do Hajj only one time in your whole life. If you are financially able, if you're physically fit, you are required to do this journey. We have two types of Hajj, actually. There's Hajj and Umrah. Umrah is a kind of small version of Hajj. It includes fewer rituals. You go to Mecca, perform tawaf and sa'i, and shorten or shave your hair, and that's it. You are done with the Umrah. Umrah can be done throughout the whole year. You can do it anytime. But the Hajj, which is the major pilgrimage, which is Muslims are going to Mecca and starting today, is longer. It includes more rituals, which we're going to discuss inshallah today. On the 8th of the Hijjah, today, Muslims started the rituals. They went to Mina. And Mina actually is a valley about 6 kilometers around, far away from the city of Mecca. They spent the whole day, and they are going to spend the night, inshallah, in this area, Mina. And this day is called the day of Tarwiyah, the day of Tarwiyah. Why it's called so? Because Tarwiyah is coming from the verb rawa in Arabic, which means to drink or to quench your thirst or to collect the water. You know, at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, at the old times, water was not available. To get water, you need to work hard, actually, to collect the water and prepare it for the coming days of the Hijjah. So this day of Mina, or the 8th day of the Hijjah, people were busy preparing the water for the coming days, and that's why it's called the day of Tarwiyah. The water are collected from around Mina, from Mecca, and being stored and prepared for the day of Arafah. On this day, the Prophet ﷺ prayed Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, and Isha. He paid them as 2 rak'ah for Dhuhr and Asr and Isha, which is because he's a traveler. Actually, he is in travel, so he paid 2 rak'ahs for Dhuhr and Asr and Isha, which is called Qasr Salah. But he didn't combine them. He didn't combine Dhuhr with Asr. He didn't combine Maghrib with Isha, because actually he was not moving. He was settled already in Mina. So it's when you are settled, actually you are recommended not to combine the prayers. You can shorten the prayers. Of course, we're talking about the prayers which are 4 rak'ahs. Maghrib cannot be shortened. Fajr, of course, cannot be shortened. Alhamdulillah, Muslims have already spent the day on Mina today. They also started. They are going to stay the night in Mina also. And inshallah, tomorrow they will be going to Arafah, which is one of the most important rituals of Hajj. The day of Arafah, you can call it maybe the major and the most important, maybe one of the most important days of Hajj, because as the Prophet ﷺ mentioned, Al-Hajj Arafah. Al-Hajj Arafah. So Muslims actually wait for the day of Arafah. Not only those who are doing Hajj, even those who are not joining Hajj, they wait for the day of Arafah because it's very, very significant day. These are the footage from Mina today morning. As you see, these are the tents. Mina has a huge number of tents that are prepared to accommodate the pilgrims on this day, on the 8th of the Hijjah, and on the days of Eid and days of Tashriq, 11, 12, and 13. As I mentioned, Mina was the first day. One thing to mention about staying in Mina, actually, it's recommended to stay in Mina. It's one of the it's not an essential part of the Hijjah. If you didn't stay in Mina today, it's okay. Of course, you are losing some reward for not doing the Hajj as perfect as possible, but it's still okay. You're not required to do any kind of expiation for missing the stay in Mina. And this is called Sunnah. These actions that are not obligatory to do are called mandub or sunnah, one of the sunan of Hajj, because if you do them, you get reward. If you skip them, you're not punished, but you are actually losing some reward. And this is for Hajj. You don't do Hajj every time. You don't do Hajj every year. Maybe one of us does it just one in the whole life. So it's recommended for everyone who doing Hajj, just try to do it as best as possible. Try to fulfill these sunan, these recommended acts, and try to live the experience. Actually, each place of these sites, of the sacred site, have some memories. That the Prophet ﷺ spent his day in this place. You are following him. You are trying to copy his example, and try to have this. This spirit, the spirit of following the Prophet ﷺ. It's not like any other journey. It's not a kind of tourism. It's a really special spiritual experience that you want to finish with all of your sins removed, as the Prophet ﷺ promised, if you're doing a perfect Hajj, and at the same time to get a high recharge, to recharge your soul, inshallah. So you finish your Hajj, you are ready to go on your life with high spirit, with better moral, better behavior, and so on. Okay, so today the day of Mina, and next inshallah tomorrow will be the night. Tomorrow will be the day of Arafah, and the day of Arafah is called, the Prophet ﷺ called it Al-Hajj Arafah. Al-Hajj Arafah, meaning pilgrims is actually Arafah, standing in Arafah. Standing in Arafah is the core of Hajj. And this is why actually scholars said if you miss the day of Arafah, your Hajj is void. It's like you didn't do anything. And scholars also mentioned that if you stay even a few minutes in the place of Arafah, in the area of Arafah, whether tomorrow in the morning or in the night, your Hajj is okay. You already fulfilled the obligation. So tomorrow, inshallah, the day of Arafah, and the day of Arafah is one of the most significant days. There are various hadiths talking about how many people will be forgiven on this day. How Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala look at these people who are praying, who are begging Him to forgive them, those people who are crying to get Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgiveness, people who are leaving the whole dunya and trying to be focused only on worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that the best day, or one of the best days, is the day of Arafah. And the best thing that the Prophet ﷺ used to say, and the Prophets used to say in this day, La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah, lahul mulk wa lahul hamd, lahul mulk wa lahul hamd wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah, lahul mulk wa lahul hamd, yuhyi wa yumit wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir, or as the Prophet ﷺ mentioned. So Prophet ﷺ encouraged all of us to seize this occasion and this opportunity. Actually, even those who are not pilgrims, the Prophet ﷺ promised that if you fast on the day of Arafah, and if you fast this day of Arafah, you have 2 years of your sins totally forgiven, the past year and the next year. So this is a really huge opportunity for us. Fasting one day, you get all of your sins forgiven for 2 whole years. This is something actually should not be missed. The Prophet ﷺ mentions that on the day of Arafah, the shaitan is very humiliated. He is very humble, very small, because he sees the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala being showered on those who are worshipping Him, who are praying for Him. So on this day, the shaitan, this is a really bad day for the shaitan. In another hadith, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that the day of Arafah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala frees people from hellfire, and this day, the biggest number of people being freed from hellfire, being released and saved from hellfire, is on the day of Arafah. So tomorrow, inshallah, is a very special day. Whether you are doing Hajj this year, whether you are not doing Hajj this year, you have this special opportunity. You have this special day, which is actually a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He blessed us with this day, and it's really a great loss if we have this day and we just skip it, we don't care about it. It's a huge loss. On the day of judgment, every one of us will be looking for just one hasana. One hasana could save you on the day of judgment, and at the same time, one bad deed could be the thing that will God forbids, make us get the punishment for Allah. So let's prepare for now. One of the scholars used to say that imagine yourself being in the grave. What is the best wish you want while you are in the grave? Actually, you would love just to have few moments to do 2 rakahs, to pray, to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive you. So now you have the opportunity. Now you are still alive. Now you are coming to one of the best days, and you know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most merciful, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most forgiving. So why should we not give proper attention, not give due care to this special day? I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make all of us among those who really benefit from these special days. All of the 10 days of the Hajj are very special, and now if we have 7 days out, maybe we didn't do very well during them, we still have 3 days or 2 days that we can make up. And you know what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is most merciful. Just come to Him. Don't have any despair. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would love to see you coming and repenting and promising to get back on track and to fix your ways. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would never return you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would never disappoint you. So here's the chance, here's the opportunity, and let's all make best use of it. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless all of us to do Hajj, to bless all of us to have this spiritual experience. Those who never went to Hajj before, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow you to have this really special experience and to have this great act of worship. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gather us on the day of judgment in Jannah and bless us with the company of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, just like we are now watching this video using Facebook to be together. Also we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment to gather us in real world, not in virtual world. Jazakumullahu khair. Tomorrow inshallah, the day of Arafah, please make dua. As all the dua, all the wishes you have, tomorrow is the opportunity to pray for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to fulfill your needs. Pray for yourselves, pray for your parents and for your friends and for your companions. Pray for Muslims everywhere. Pray for those who are suffering. Pray for those who needs justice, who are wronged. Pray for those who are not enjoying the blessings that we are enjoying. Those who are sick, those who are facing real challenges. If you are facing problems, tomorrow get closer to Allah as much as you can, and be sure that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will never let you down. See you inshallah tomorrow. We're going to talk about the day of the Muzdalifah, the night of Arafah, and the day of Eid. Eid Mubarak inshallah for all of you. Have a blessed day of Arafah and blessed day of Eid. Jazakumullahu khairan and Assalamu alaikum.